You've probably been to a city where the sidewalk felt like a negotiation. Tokyo doesn't feel like that, and the reason isn't that people there are different. The reason is that the city was designed to assume people are tired, distracted, and in a hurry. There are 13 systems built around that assumption, and they cover everything from the floor under your feet to the bin you drop your coffee cup into. Each one takes a small moment of friction and makes it disappear before you even noticed it was there. Number 1. Train platform queue markings for orderly boarding. A train pulls in, the doors open, and the people getting off walk straight out onto the platform without running into anyone, because the people waiting have already split into 2 neat lines on either side of the door. Nobody talked about it. Nobody coordinated. They just stood where the floor told them to stand. The floor markings show you exactly where to queue before the train arrives, and the lines are spaced so the door opens right in the gap between them. That gap is the exit lane, and it stays clear automatically. No politeness required, no awareness of other people required. The geometry handles it, and the train leaves on time. Number 2. Quiet phone etiquette on public transportation. Sit on a Japanese commuter train for a few minutes and something feels off, but you can't place it. Then you realize nobody's on the phone. Not one person in the whole carriage. In most cities, the train ride is when you catch up on calls because you finally got a few minutes to sit still. So carriages fill up with overlapping one-sided conversations, and there's no real way to stop it. Japan's norm against phone calls on trains isn't announced or enforced. There's a small sign with a phone graphic, and that's it. The rest runs entirely on the social discomfort of being the one person everyone around you knows is breaking it. Number 3. Priority seating for those who need it most. Priority seating exists on trains in plenty of countries, but in Japan you'll sometimes see those seats sitting empty on a completely packed train, and that's the part worth noticing. Most places treat priority seating like a suggestion. Someone sits there, and if a person who needs it gets on, that person has to ask. The whole system depends on the person who already needs help initiating an awkward conversation. Japanese priority seats use a distinct color and pattern that's different from every other seat in the carriage, so you can't accidentally forget you're sitting in one. Able-bodied passengers avoid them without being asked, and the seat stays open without any announcement or employee watching. Number 4. Platform screen doors at train stations. Platform screen doors are full-height glass panels that run along the edge of the platform, and they stay locked until a train stops and the doors line up exactly right. Most transit systems handle platform safety with a painted line and a recorded voice telling you to stand back. The risk is still there, just flagged. Screen doors remove the risk entirely because there's no open edge to fall from. No train present means no access to the tracks. Full stop. The engineering is tighter than it looks, though. The train has to stop in exactly the right position every single time, so the precision requirement gets built into the braking system itself, and the platform runs quieter and cooler as a side effect. Number 5. Tactile paving for visually impaired pedestrians. There's a strip of raised yellow tiles running through almost every train station in Japan, along sidewalks near crossings, and down pedestrian paths. Most people notice them. Almost nobody knows what the pattern means. There are 2 types. One has raised dots, which means stop or pay attention. The other has raised bars running lengthwise, which mean keep going in this direction. Together, they form a navigation system you read entirely through your feet, and Japan invented it. What makes it work is consistency. The rules don't change between stations, so a person who's blind can navigate somewhere they've never been using the exact same logic they use at home. Number 6. Detailed trash sorting and recycling systems. Walk through a busy shopping district in Japan for an hour, and you might spot 2 or 3 public trash cans, usually parked near a convenience store. That's it. And the streets are still clean. Most cities treat bins as the solution to litter, so removing them sounds like a bad idea. Japan pulled most public bins out after the 1990s, and litter rates didn't climb because the responsibility shifted to the person holding the trash. At home, sorting is detailed. Burnable waste, non-burnable, plastic, glass, cans, and paper all go in separate bags on separate collection days. Put the wrong thing in the wrong bag and it doesn't get collected, sitting right there at your door until you fix it. Number 7. Designated bicycle parking areas. Automated underground bicycle parking systems are basically robotic garages for bikes. You roll your bike up to a small entrance at street level, scan your card, and the machine pulls it down into a cylindrical underground structure where it sits on a rotating rack until you need it back. Tokyo used to run regular confiscation sweeps because bikes piled up around stations so badly they blocked foot traffic entirely. The underground system fixed that by making legal parking faster than illegal parking. Deposit takes about 8 seconds. Retrieval about 13. Number 8, umbrella stands at building entrances. Most buildings in Japan have an umbrella stand at the entrance. Not a locked rack, just an open stand. And on a rainy day, it fills up with cheap, clear plastic umbrellas that cost almost nothing and are completely interchangeable. Stealing one would be nearly impossible to detect. They don't get stolen, though, because the stands sit right at busy entrances where people are constantly moving in and out, so there's always someone around without anyone actually standing guard. Next to many stands, you'll also find a sleeve dispenser, which lets you wrap your wet umbrella before carrying it inside. Wet floors at entrances aren't treated as inevitable. They're treated as a problem with a fix. Number 9, coin trays at checkout counters to reduce transaction friction. At almost every checkout counter in Japan, there's a small tray sitting between you and the cashier. You put your money in it, the cashier takes it, counts your change, and sets it back down. You take it when you're ready. Nobody's hands touch. Direct hand-to-hand cash exchange requires both people to time their movements together. And when one person hesitates, the whole thing stalls. The tray cuts that link completely, so the cashier doesn't wait for your hand and you don't rush to grab. Number 10. Public restroom cleanliness norms and shared responsibility. Public restrooms in Japan are clean in a way that stops you cold the first time you use one in a park or a train station. Not an airport, a park. Clean floor, stocked supplies, no graffiti, and a toilet seat with more buttons than your TV remote. Most cities treat public restrooms as a lost cause, something to clean up after rather than maintain. Japan runs on the opposite assumption. You leave it the way you found it, and most people do. Number 11. Clear, color-coded transit signage and maps. Tokyo runs over a dozen train lines through hundreds of stations, and someone who's never been there can usually figure out which train to take in just a few minutes. The reason is that each line gets one color, and that color shows up everywhere. The map, the platform signs, the outside of the train, the ticket machines, and the exit markers. Every station also gets a number, so you can navigate by color and number without reading a single word. The Ginza line's first stop is G01. That works whether you speak Japanese or not. Number 12. Compact mixed-use neighborhood design that reduces congestion. Walk from a train station in most Japanese cities, and within 2 or 3 blocks you'll pass a convenience store, a pharmacy, a small restaurant, and a grocery store. That's not how the neighborhood happened to develop. That's zoning policy working exactly as intended. Most countries separate residential areas from commercial ones, so every errand needs a trip, and trips stack up into congestion. Japan's zoning lets a single 4-story building hold a dentist on the ground floor, a restaurant above that, and apartments at the top. Foot traffic spreads across hundreds of small destinations instead of funneling into one mall everyone drives to on Saturday, so the streets stay active all day. Number 13. Omotenashi-inspired consideration for other people in public spaces. Omotenashi gets translated as hospitality, but that's not quite right for public spaces. It's not about being welcoming. It's about noticing what someone needs before they ask, and acting on it. Most public behavior norms are about not doing things. Don't litter, don't block the aisle. Omotenashi runs the other direction. Someone on an escalator spots a person rushing behind them and steps aside without being asked. A shop worker sees you squinting at a map and walks over before you've decided whether to ask for help. A commuter shifts from the aisle seat to the window seat as the train fills up, so the space next to them is just easier to reach. All 13 of these things are solving the same problem. How do you move a lot of tired, distracted people through a shared space without constant friction? The answer isn't better signage or stricter rules. It's building the coordination into the environment so nobody has to think about it.